Clowns are a symbol of childhood joy, but there is nothing joyful about encountering them late at night, wandering the streets in even creepier costumes. From leading police on high-speed chases to lurking in cornfields, let's take a look at some of the spine-chilling clown moments. Number 1. Irresponsible parents. In the early hours of October 7, 2016, the Menasha Police Department got reports of people dressed as creepy clowns, terrorizing and chasing vehicles in a parking lot. When the cops arrived, their dashcam captured 2 eerie clowns just standing still. Even with the police there, they didn't break character. When the police approached and asked them to show their hands, both clowns, in a really strange move, extended their arms. They were then asked to walk to the side, where they were apprehended. But wait, there is more. Turns out these clowns weren't just some teenagers messing around. They were a grown couple who left their 4-year-old daughter at home to scare people on the streets. I mean, leaving your kid behind to do this? Seriously, some people just don't deserve to be parents. Number 2, get him. After hearing some odd noises outside his home, a guy decides to take a peek. And what does he find? A scary clown lurking around his home, armed with a big knife.
Let's go. Get him.
With his trusty furry friend by his side, he barges outside and instructs the dog to get the clown. The clown, seeing the furious dog coming at him, runs for his life, but can't outrun the beast. When the clown hits the ground, the guy recording takes off the mask, and the scary clown starts begging for mercy, explaining that he did this to promote some show. Buddy, there are flyers and numerous other marketing strategies that would be more effective and way less dangerous. Number 3, scary visitor. A killer clown with a knife in hand appeared at his front door. Finding it locked, the clown started circling the property, checking every door. While many scary clowns are just trying to mess around, this one seemed to have more sinister intentions, given how he was looking for any unlocked doors with a knife at the ready. Fortunately, every door was locked, so the clown eventually walked away. The homeowner reported it to the police, but they were not able to track down this clown. Number 4, doorbell scare. Imagine in the middle of the night, your phone gets a notification from your doorbell camera about motion outside. When you check it, you find a creepy clown with a knife in hand standing on your porch. Just imagining it is enough to give you chills, so think about this homeowner's condition. The creepy clown tries to mess with the camera and then attempts to open the door. Unsuccessful, he stops, eerily looks around, and then turns his attention back to the camera as if trying to get the homeowners to respond. With no answer, he makes a gesture with his knife, as if to say he will be watching, and walks away. Number 5, streamer's nightmare. Streamers who live stream in public places often have to deal with creeps invading their personal space, but this streamer named Sasha had the scariest encounter while on vacation in South Korea. A clown. The clown can be seen in the background, and then out of nowhere, he appears right behind her. Sasha thought it must be just a random clown messing around, but when he kept staring at her, she realized it was very creepy. Things got more terrifying as the killer clown continued to follow her wherever she went.
Look!
Realizing this guy wasn't leaving her alone, Sasha desperately tried to get away from him and finally called an Uber. Just as she tried to leave the mall where the clown had followed her, the clown started chasing her. Fortunately, her ride arrived just in time. Number 6, cemetery. Driving by a cemetery late at night is already eerie, right? But for this couple, this was just like any horror movie. They stopped to record the clown. The clown, inside the cemetery, started waving at them in a super creepy manner before running back and disappearing into the darkness. Number 7, under the bed. We all had fears of a monster under our bed growing up, right? But for this little girl, it became a terrifying reality when the drawer under her bed started to move. A hand emerged from the drawer, pushing the side of the bed to fully open it, revealing the notorious child-scaring clown, Wrinkles, popping his head out. The girl sensed something odd and lifted her head, but decided not to look, going back to sleep. Meanwhile, Wrinkles got up and took a close look at the child. Reviewing this security footage would be the scariest thing ever for a parent, isn't it? Well, it turns out that the parents had actually hired Wrinkles to frighten their misbehaving child. The clown claimed that while the girl had woken up, she was too afraid to look around. Number 8. Permanent Joker. Dressing up as a killer clown or scary character is one thing, but this Florida man took it to the next level by getting his face tattooed to look like the notorious Joker all the time. Lawrence Sullivan first got arrested in 2017 for brandishing a gun at passing vehicles, and his mugshot went viral. The court was concerned about his appearance and the reasoning behind it. Sullivan said he was inspired by the Joker and saw him as a rose who overcame tragedies in his life. Hearing these beliefs, the court ordered a psychiatric appointment, which he failed to show up for, leading to another arrest. After his arrest, he became a local celebrity and even made it to the GTA VI trailer. Imagine him being a dad and picking his son up from school. Either every kid would be scared of his dad, or they would think he's the coolest dad out there. Number 9. Bizarre chase. When police attempted to pull over a black BMW in Los Angeles for posing a hazard on the road, the driver floored it, starting a nearly hour-long, high-speed chase. The wildest part? During the chase, a guy popped out of the sunroof wearing a clown mask and green wig, taunting the cops. The chase continued until the car hit an end. The clown hopped out and made his way to Venice Beach, trying to blend in with the crowd. He even helped a stranger bury themselves in the sand and gave them a high five. But his bizarre appearance made it easy for the police to spot him. At first, he ignored their commands, but eventually surrendered, and the crowd gathered like ants around Candy. Number 10. Creepy smile. Another doorbell camera captured a horrifying moment when a creepy clown showed up at a random house. With his head tilted and looking directly at the camera, the clown slowly walked up to the porch. As he got closer, his unsettling grin became more visible. No one knows if this clown was just there to scare or had something more evil in mind. After a few more moments of intense staring, the clown walked backward down the stairs, giving one last look at the camera before walking away. Number 11. Pumpkin Ripper. In Jacksonville, Florida, strange things started happening every other night. Individuals dressed as clowns began showing up at different houses, scaring people through their surveillance cameras. In one incident, a creepy clown walked up to the porch with 2 star-shaped balloons and started staring directly into the camera. Then, to make things even scarier, the clown grabbed a pumpkin lying on the edge of the stairs and started punching it before tearing it apart, all while maintaining eye contact with the camera. I mean, what's his deal with the pumpkin? It was just lying there, minding its own business. Number 12. Guy's best friend. A terrifying moment was captured by CCTV when a creepy clown, dragging an axe, showed up at someone's front door. The clown tried to open the door, but it was locked. Then, he noticed the camera. With a chilling stare, he gestured for whoever was watching to come out, then slowly walked away. Moments later, when the owner showed up at the door, the creepy clown returned. Startled, the owner told him to chill out and slowly backed away to his car. The clown followed, but the owner dashed to his trunk and opened it. Out came a brave dog who, without wasting any time, clamped down on the clown's hand. The clown struggled to break free, but was no match for the dog's strong jaw. Number 13. Cornfield Mystery. This guy thought taking some drone clips of a cornfield would be really cool to post on his Instagram, with no idea he is in for something truly disturbing. As the drone flies over the field, the pilot notices something odd. Curious, he maneuvers the drone for a closer look and finds a scary clown standing in the middle of nowhere, staring creepily at the camera. When the drone gets closer, the clown starts running, and with impressive speed, he gets out of the field, with the drone chasing him. Soon, he disappears into the woods. Realizing the scary clown isn't far from him, the guy quickly flies his drone back, and you can see the terror on his face. Wisely, he calls it a day. Now that's some footage that will definitely get a lot of attention. Number 14, Grandpa's Game. Taking the grandkids out is usually a wholesome activity, but this 66-year-old man decided to take an unusual approach to their hangout. Wearing a Michael Myers mask and carrying what appeared to be a knife, he started threatening a woman inside her car. She frantically called the police. When they arrived, they found the man still wearing the mask. He surrendered and was arrested without any trouble. Turns out, the knife was just a toy, and he told the police he was playing games with his grandson. Well, Grandpa, scaring the heck out of strangers isn't the best game to play with your grandson. Number 15. Brawl and Court. An altercation breaks out as the cop tries to arrest the clown on a busy street. The officer hits the ground, but takes the clown with him, trying to land some blows. Soon, the cop gets on top of the clown, subduing him, and another officer joins in to make the arrest. This clown didn't just fight the officer, he even showed up in court dressed as a clown with a red nose. Now that's some commitment to character. Number 16, Beach Wanderer. Some people noticed a masked man with a bloody knife taking a stroll near the beach and started calling the authorities. I mean, walking alone on the shore with high tides in the background is eerie enough. So no wonder folks were scared. When the police arrived, they saw the creepy man dressed as none other than Michael Myers. The officers approached him, but he stayed in character. They weren't amused and asked him to drop the knife, which he did before getting on the ground. So, it was pretty easy to handcuff him. The police quickly yanked off his mask, just like in a Scooby-Doo scene, and it turned out this man was a well-established lawyer, Mark Metzger. Metzger claimed he was just out in the gloomy weather to cheer people up, saying he's all about making folks smile. He must have had a lot of faith in the public sense of humor to think this eerie sight was funny. Well, next time, maybe go for something less terrifying than a killer clown. Number 17, Trespassing Clowns. Two YouTubers dressed as clowns thought it would be a great idea to hit up supermarkets, hop on motorized carts, and spin around. The store manager asked them to stop and leave, but they ignored him, leaving no choice but to call the police. These cops look fresh out of high school, and you might think it's all a skit. Clearly, this guy has a knack for being a jerk, even with the cops. After being kicked out and banned from the store, the clowns headed to another supermarket to pull the same stunt. The police were called again. Knowing what was up, the cops finally had enough and detained them. However, they were released soon after and went straight to yet another store. This time, the security guard wasn't having it. He yelled at them with a firm voice, making it clear they weren't welcome. Honestly, with this behavior, it's hard to tell if these guys are just in costumes or if they are actual clowns. Number 18, Demon Doll. In all the scary clown sightings, it's almost impossible to find someone in a Chucky costume, right? And the Chucky doll itself can't really terrorize people, or can it? Well, in Mexico, police actually arrested a Chucky doll after receiving calls about the demon doll brandishing a knife and asking people for money. That's what was circulating on social media, but the real story isn't that scary. The doll wasn't possessed, nor was it threatening people on its own. It was actually the owner who thought using the Chucky doll to rob people would work. Nonetheless, the police treated the doll as an accomplice, even putting it in handcuffs and taking mugshots. The officers wouldn't be smiling like that if the doll were actually possessed. Number 19. Officers' noncompliance. After a heated argument at a Halloween party, a husband took off and his wife called the police. The cops located the man at a gas station. Still in costume with his face painted, he kept disobeying the officer's commands. He wouldn't put both arms up, and despite clear instructions not to reach for anything, he still tried to grab something from his pocket. Realizing his irresponsible behavior could lead to deadly force, he finally complied. When the cops handcuffed him, he insisted he wasn't a threat and questioned why they were so cautious. The officer reminded him they didn't know him, so caution was necessary. Then came the twist. This costumed man revealed he was a police sergeant himself. As a cop, he should have known better than to act like that. Surely he wouldn't appreciate other suspects behaving the same way when he tries to arrest them. Reports stated he might have been intoxicated and was also speeding before stopping at the gas station. But guess what? All charges against him were dropped. Surprising, right? The only clown here was the justice system. Number 20, self-defense. An employee at Little Caesars was wrapping up for the night, turning off lights and setting up the alarm. But things take a wild turn just when he steps out the back door. The worker is attacked by a clown, and a scuffle breaks out, and let me tell you, it doesn't end well for the clown. When you are the last one out at night, there can be some dangers, and the employee was aware of them, so he stays armed. During the struggle, when the attacker clown tried to stab him with a pair of scissors, the worker drew his gun and fired at the clown in self-defense. The bullet even cracked the glass door. Another security camera shows the clown wandering around the restaurant with a piece of wood minutes before the attack, which he later used in his assault. The clown was taken to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Number 21. Walmart clown. In 2016, social media craze about scary clowns was at its peak. But for a woman, it got real when she pulled up in a Walmart parking lot, and a scary clown flipped her off. She quickly dialed 911, and when the police arrived, the clown was no longer so scary. He started begging the police, insisting he scared no one. But the woman and other customers told a different story, and his pleas didn't keep him from ending up in the back of a cop car. The 21-year-old clown even had the nerve to say people should have told him he was scaring them instead of calling the cops. Like Buddy, in a scary clown mask flipping someone off, you can't expect them to have a chat with you. Number 22. Coco the clown. Sometimes cops don't just catch clowns, they dress up as clowns to catch people involved in solicitation. Dressed as a clown inside a creepy van, who would suspect it's a sting operation? What's really concerning is how easily people get into the van. I get it, that's what they do, but seriously, a clown costume and a creepy van? If not a cop, this clown probably would have been a criminal. Once an offer is made, which provides enough evidence, Coco the clown flashes a light to signal the standby cops to come and make the arrest. Man, he plays the character pretty well. Number 23. Creepy mugshot. When is Halloween celebrated? On the last day of October, right? Well, some people get into the Halloween spirit as soon as the calendar hits the 10th month, like this man in Texas who was arrested while dressed as a scary clown. He wasn't arrested for scaring people or something. He was brought in for existing warrants, but it was his costume that caught everyone's attention. When asked why he was dressed like that when it wasn't even Halloween, he replied that it was the same month. The police officer reminded him that he was in Texas and lurking around like that might not end well. Before taking off the costume, the officer asked him to put the mask back on for some mugshots, just in case they needed to trace any future suspicious clown activity. Thank goodness he's in the police station and not out on the roads in the dark, because running into a guy dressed like that would be terrifying. This brings our journey through the crazy world of scary clowns to an end. What do you think about these encounters? Are they harmless pranksters or something far more wicked? Or do you have your own story of crossing paths with creepy clowns? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and before you go, make sure to like the video, subscribe and hit the little bell so you get notified when we post new videos just for you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.